In this problem, we're looking at percent of change. And remember that percent of change is simply the change divided by the original amount. We're given 4 different problems where we're asked to find the percent of change. And we're supposed to round to the nearest whole percent if necessary and state whether the percent of change is an increase or a decrease. So we're going from 16 to 20. So first we need to find what was the change. 20 minus 16 equals 4. So the change divided by the original is 16. 4/16 equals 1/4, which as a decimal equals 0.25, which as a percent equals 25%. And since we went from 16 to 20, it's a 25% increase. From 200 square feet in part B to 400 square feet. So our change is 400 minus 200, which equals 200. And then our change divided by the original, that's 200 for our change. The original was 200 square feet, so that equals 1, which equals 100%. And we went from 200 to 400, so that's an increase. In part C, we're going from 120 hours to 100 hours, so 120 minus 100 equals 20. Our original this time was 120, so our change, 20 divided by 120, we'll go ahead and reduce that first. That's going to be 1/6. And in this case, we still convert to a percent. So let's go ahead and we'll write our long division problem off to the side. 1 divided by 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. Bring down your 0. 6 will go into 40 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. That gives us 4 again. So we're looking at it's going to repeat 0.16 repeating. And we'll go ahead and convert that to, well, first off we'll write it as 0.16 repeating, which equals, if we move the decimal place over 2 places, 16.6 repeating percent. We're asked to round to the nearest percent, and so that would be a 17%. In this case, we went from 120 to 100, which is a decrease. And then last but not least, we're going from 30 apples to 10 apples. So 30 minus 10 equals 20. So our change is 20. Our original was 30 apples. That equals 2/3, which equals 0.6 repeating. So if we write that out, 6, 6, 6, 6, move the decimal place over 2 places, and we have 66.6 repeating percent. And again, we're asked to round to the nearest whole percent, so that would be 67. I guess I should make these approximations. That would be approximately 67%, and we went from 30 to 10, which is a decrease. So again, percent of change, we're simply looking at the change divided by the original amount. So in each instance, we find the difference. That is our change. And then we divide that by the original. If we went from smaller to bigger, it's an increase. If we went from bigger to smaller, obviously it's a decrease.